MrBeast YouTube video slammed. Joe Jonas flees Sophie Turner meeting and David Beckham's affair. Hello everyone, I'm Melanie with InformOverload, and today we have a lot to unpack, so let's get straight into it. Would you stay in a room with a stranger for 100 days for a chance at $500,000? Well, MrBeast announced this new video challenge, and a lot of people think he may have taken it too far. If you don't know, MrBeast, who goes by Jimmy, is the second most subscribed YouTube channel in the world with over 189 million subscribers on his main channel, and when you include the overall subscriber count on all of his channels, he actually has a combined number of 312 million subscribers. Jimmy is often given credit for changing the platform of YouTube when it comes to content creation. His videos consist of expensive challenges with huge winning prizes. A few of the past videos include recreating the Squid Games challenges with a prize of $456,000. Last to leave the circle wins $500,000, and one video shows Jimmy being buried alive for 50 hours. Not only are his videos high production, but many celebrities have actually been involved in his videos, such as Gordon Ramsay, Pete Davidson, and Tom Brady, just to name a few. In fact, the majority of his videos gain over 200 million views, which is crazy as this type of number is not often seen on the platform. Although MrBeast has a history of making extreme videos, after he announced the current idea, some people have expressed their feelings towards it. He tweeted on September 29th, "Would you spend 100 days in this room with a random stranger for $500,000? Doors unlocked. If one of you leave before day 100, you both lose." And under this tweet he added, "I'm about to run this experiment, let's see how they do." Attached to this post was a photo of the room the two strangers would be staying in. It is a minimalistic white room with some blue lighting, a shared washroom, 2 beds, a sink, and of course the mirror. At least you can ensure your hair looks good after those 100 days. Although many people have shown interest in taking part in the challenge, others have opposite thoughts. It's presumed that the two strangers won't have access to their phones and other devices, be allowed to have any contact with the outside world besides those involved in the project, no sunlight, and no fresh air, while others are worried about the stranger you'll be living with. I mean, you can either get along really well or completely hate their guts. Maybe this will be the start of a love story for the two. Who knows? Some responses to Jimmy's tweet read, "Psychologically damaging people with the promise of money for a YouTube video is insane actually," with another user saying, "Do y'all ever think about how MrBeast mildly tortures people for money and poses it as entertainment?" And a third person even adding, 100 days being confined to a single space for that long with someone else potentially leaving and ruining the monetary reward could have serious physical and psychological consequences. This sounds like a bad idea." The past videos MrBeast has conducted usually consists of one prize winner, but this challenge not only tests your determination, but also the stranger you don't know. He does have a crew for safety related issues in case anything is needed, but some believe this experiment takes it too far. MrBeast has also been called out by gaming YouTuber Jacksepticeye because he believes Jimmy has ruined and forever changed his content creation for the worse. This is because Jimmy's videos are high in production because all the money he makes from his content he puts back into his future videos. This wasn't the only time Jimmy faced criticism. In fact, one video he posted was titled 1,000 Blind People See for the First Time, and the internet was split about how to feel. Some were upset as they felt like MrBeast was exploiting those in the video in order to make content and money rather than a genuine act, with some even calling this a form of systemic ableism, whereas the other half believes he is one of the few people who use his finances to better the public by giving away money and giving 1,000 people the ability to see. Is this a challenge you see yourself being interested in? I would be for a check. Moving on to more Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner news surrounding their split. There is no way you haven't heard about this messy divorce case between Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner, but in case you were busy in the wilderness without any access to your phone or something, the two recently announced their split after 4 years of marriage, and after this announcement, there has been a non-stop media frenzy as the entire world speculates on the situation. It seems like the two have caused a split between fans as they jump to support one person over the other. And because they are celebrities, their entire divorce is out and open on the table as paparazzi captured their every move, which makes it that much more difficult to keep private. The Game of Thrones star and member of the Jonas Brothers had their first mediation on Wednesday, where Sophie was spotted leaving around 6 p.m. alongside her lawyer through the front doors of the building. She was wearing jeans, a white tee, and a zip-up while being pictured and was even carrying a cute bag that had her initials on it. This was just their first mediation out of the 4 they have, and some wondered if Joe was going to quickly follow right behind Sophie when leaving. However, he wasn't spotted until more than 2 hours after Sophie left, roughly around 8 p.m. He didn't exit through the same doors as his ex, but left through a service driveway where cameras were able to capture Jonas in the back of a black SUV, as he had a quieter and more secretive exit than Turner. This may have been due to the majority of the public siding with Turner, including his ex-girlfriend Taylor Swift. He was at the building for over 10 hours, which may explain why he appears to be tired. Earlier in that same day, Sophie and her lawyers were spotted leaving Taylor Swift's luxurious New York City apartment where she had been staying alongside their 2 daughters. Before their mediation occurred, a source told Page 6 that Jonas was hoping that things between him and his ex are able to end the week on better terms, as it's been clear there's a messy battle between the two. The source stated, Joe is committed to making it work with Sophie in mediation and doesn't want to put up a fight as long as they can come to a fair agreement on the kids. So hopefully things will be better between the 2 of them. Both their lawyers met for their pre-trial conference earlier in the week, and both Joe and Sophie have agreed to make time this week to tackle their biggest issues, which are surrounding their 2 daughters. They're aged 3 and 1 as they discuss custody plans. Shortly after Joe filed for divorce, Sophie actually sued him for the return of their daughters back to their forever home, which was England. Sophie claims Joe refused to give her their daughters' passports in order to return to her home country, where the 2 agreed on raising their children there before the split. However, because they are split now, Joe wants to split the custody 50-50, but that means that they would be spending less time in England than their original plan. The judge has set a trial date, which would be January 2nd of 2024, but in the meantime, the 2 former lovebirds have agreed to keep their daughters in New York City during this time. David Beckham has opened up in his new documentary about the alleged affair that made headlines in 2004. If you don't know who Beckham is, he was a former football player, and by football I mean soccer. Now this is just confusing. He played the sport with the white and black ball that you kick with your feet into the goal. Not only that, but he's also currently the president and co-owner of Inter Miami, which is the team Lionel Messi is on. Not only does he have a huge career, but some may say he likes some spice. To further clarify that, I mean the Spice Girls, which was a girl group his wife Victoria Beckham was once a part of, alongside Mel B, Emma Bunton, Melanie C, and Jerry Howell. Wow, there's 2 Melanies in that group? Why not make it 3? I don't have the vocals, but I can play the recorder. Well, now Beckham is opening up, sharing the impact his life faced after the allegations surrounding him cheating on Victoria through his new docuseries on Netflix titled Beckham. The rumors occurred after David switched from playing for Manchester United to Real Madrid. The 2 first met in 1997 before getting married 2 years later in 1999. And David talks about the pressure between him and his wife during this time by stating, there was some horrible stories that were difficult to deal with. Before sharing, this was the first time that me and Victoria had been put under this kind of pressure in our marriage, as rumors came out in April of 2004. His wife, Victoria, has also shared her thoughts through this difficult time on the docuseries, as it was her first time ever talking about it. Victoria shares that this moment in their relationship was 100% the hardest time for the 2. She explained by stating, because it felt like the world was against us, and here's the thing, we were against each other if I'm being completely honest. You know, up until Madrid, sometimes it felt like us against everybody else, but we were together, we were connected, we had each other. But when we were in Spain, it didn't really feel like we had each other either. And that's sad. I'm sure as much as you trust your partner, with the whole world telling you that they cheated on you would definitely put some thoughts in your mind. These rumors were not the only thing the couple was tackling at the time, as he was in Spain between 2003 to 2007, while Victoria alongside their 2 eldest sons were in England. Long distance is hard enough, but adding to the media frenzy definitely didn't help the situation. In fact, it made it much worse. Victoria was very open about her feelings during this time, as she shares how hard this situation has been and how it affected her. David elaborated by saying how the 2 felt like something was off, not in the sense that they were losing each other, but refers to it as drowning. Not only were they having issues, but Victoria admits she resented her husband at the time for all the speculations on the relationship, and shared her vulnerability by being completely honest and sharing how this time period was the most unhappy she's been in her entire life. As upsetting as this whole situation was, the two were actually able to work through the allegations, but even David himself admitted he had no idea how they were able to resolve these issues. He further shared his feelings for Victoria even after their 26 years together, which is honestly very rare to see a long-lasting relationship like this one when it comes to celebrity romance. David stated, "Victoria is everything to me. To see her hurt was incredibly difficult, but we're fighters, and at the time, we needed to fight for each other. We needed to fight for our family, and what we had was worth fighting for." Which is adorable and heartwarming for the couple to be able to reflect on difficult times and work their way together through it. Even back in 2004, David released a statement denying all the cheating allegations, but it seemed like the media still kept putting pressure under this couple at the time. And on October 3rd, David and Victoria, alongside their 4 children, attended the UK premiere of their Netflix docuseries focusing on David's life while rising to fame. It's so great to see their whole family together supporting their father and of course husband, as well as leading their kids to a good example when it comes to working together with your partner. It is also great that the two opened up about their difficulties surrounding their relationship, as it normalizes nobody's relationship is perfect, even when it involves a Spice Girl and a football player. We have now made it to the end of today's video. We would love to hear all your thoughts on the topics we've discussed, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye bye.